This drone lets you win every Nerf battle, a high-tech bouncy ball that literally changes the game, and a 2000 psi robot pressure washer that cleans your driveway for you so you don't get your feet wet. Those are just a few of the inventions you're about to see, because today I'm opening the vault to show you 7 projects I've never shown before. And by the end, you get to decide which project should definitely deserve a do-over. Starting with the simplest project of them all, but it's the one me and my kids have had by far the most fun with. This is a 3D printed bomb bay mechanism that can be attached under any drone and can hold up to 6 items like water balloons, parachutes, paper airplanes, tennis balls, you name it, and we've probably dropped it. In the center there's a small servo motor that I could switch on and off with the drone's remote controller, so each of the 6 rounds can be dropped individually. So let's see who will catch the first one. Plant that isn't a plant. It's a project that a few of you might have already seen. This is a fully 3D printed robot plant that literally lights up as you step through the door. But what makes it a robot, you ask? Well, not only are the leaves motorized, it also reacts to sound, touch, and even detects your presence thanks to 10 different sensors, all neatly hidden inside the plant's pot. Fun fact, it's probably the only plant that actually dies when you do water it. Next up, a very simple task for which I made a way too complicated solution. A 2000 psi robot high pressure washer, which actually started as a joke from a friend who is a professional industrial cleaner. One day he jokingly said, "You know what I miss at work? A robot that can clean those large boring surfaces for me." Which made sense given how tedious cleaning large surfaces can be. So I thought, challenge accepted, because how hard could it be, right? Well, I couldn't have been more wrong. After breaking my brain, I eventually designed a system where a mobile cleaning unit moved back and forth in straight lines, while a main unit, with the pressure washer and the electronics on board, repositioned it to clean each new lane. And I know, it's way too complicated for such a simple task, of course, but by the time I realized that, I was already nearly finished. But hey, let's look at it on the bright side. I had fun building it and it taught me a lot of valuable lessons. Now, before we get to the ultimate Nerf drone, we need to look at project number 4 on the list. It is one that needs a little explaining, but you've got to promise me you stay with me on this one, because I literally poured my heart and soul into it. And I kinda need you to tell me if it was all worth it or not. Don't worry, you'll get it in a second. It's a game I invented and it's called Bounce Beast. You see, I needed something to get my kids off of the couch more often. But to do that, I had to come up with something they would enjoy more as watching TV and playing games. So here's what I've done. I combined the best of the old school Tamagotchi, the latest Pokemon Go game, and simple ball games. What I ended up with is a super smart high-tech bouncy ball that can connect to the Bounce Beast app on your smartphone. Here's how it works. Hidden inside each ball is a custom PCB with a microcontroller, which is basically a super tiny computer, a rechargeable battery, Bluetooth, LED lights and a bounce sensor designed and manufactured by PCBWay. And the things they can do for you to turn your ideas into reality is insane. Whether it's PCB design and fabrication, 3D printing, CNC machining, injection molding or even sheet metal fabrication, you name it, PCBWay delivers. And the best part is, it's actually cheaper than you think. So find out what they can do for you at PCBWay.com and bring your ideas to life today. Okay, so thanks to the bounce sensor inside each ball, the ball can keep track of every bounce you make. And as you keep bouncing, you'll hatch new bounce beasts within the app. But that's not all, because at random times during the day, the ball starts to light up, each time in a different color. And every color represents a special type of bounce beast, earth, water or fire, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Now, as long as the ball is lit up, you'll earn potion with every bounce you make, which you need to feed your beasts to keep them alive and make them stronger. Now the best thing is, because there's a mini computer inside the ball, you don't even need to be connected to a smartphone to play. So you can bounce around all day, and when you're done, simply connect the ball to the app via Bluetooth, collect everything you've earned that day and find out which bounce beast you've hatched. Now, the idea was to motivate my kids to stay active by turning somewhat of an exercise into an exciting adventure. And it actually worked, even better than I expected in fact, because it didn't take long before their friends were literally knocking on my door asking if I could please make the same ball for them too. Which got me thinking, like, would more people be interested in a game like this? Would you buy this game for yourself or your kids? Or are there things you think that should be added or changed first? I'd really like to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Next up, Myro, a life-sized, fully 3D printed robot packed with motors, actuators and sensors, all of which needed to be controlled with code. Something I had never done before I started this project. What followed was a roller coaster of failure after failure. Motors that burned out, microcontrollers that shorted out, and code that no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get to work the way I wanted. But then after 9 months of blood, sweat, tears and progressing step by step, I slowly but surely managed to bring Myro to life. Which brings us to the ultimate Nerf drone. A project that started because my kids and their cousins love playing with their Nerf blasters. They're always challenging each other with distance shots, accuracy battles and trick shots. But their favorite round, teaming up against the grown-ups. Now the only problem is, I just can't compete with their speed, agility and, let's call it, battery life. So if I wanted to win, I needed some help. And what's better than some eyes in the sky so I can track every move they make. There was just one tiny problem with that idea. Because I knew the second they would see it, they would open fire. So it needed armor. I wrapped the props in 3D printed ducks with protective grills on top, so foam darts couldn't get sucked in by the propellers. But where's the fun in just watching from above? If it was going to join the battle, why not let it fight back? So I pulled the guts from an old Nerf blaster and mounted them on top. But reloading after every 5 shots or so wasn't an option. I wanted volume. So I built a hopper with a servo-driven feeder. Probably way too complicated, but it was the only way I could get it to work without any hiccups. So now it's armored, packed with a load of darts, and it could fire with the press of a button. Basically an unbeatable flying Nerf fortress. Now, I could have left it like that of course, but that wouldn't have been entirely fair either. So to give those kids a chance to win, I added 4 targets on the tips of some joystick modules. So when the target was hit, the joystick moved, which triggered a microcontroller that flashes the light. So instant feedback. If you hit it, you know it. But why haven't I made a video about this thing yet? Well, with the first test flight it was very windy. And with those large targets on top, it basically flew like a sailboat. So after about 5 minutes into its first flight, it crashed and broke into a gazillion pieces on impact. I simply hadn't shot enough footage to be able to tell the whole story. But the core worked. Protected, reactive and genuinely fun to fly. And finally, project number 7. Meet Zippy, the flying little brother of the Vegas Sphere. A project that took me well over a year to build. And the great thing is, that video is coming soon. But now, what's next? Which project definitely deserves a comeback? Bounce Beasts? The Nerf drone? Or, you tell me. Let me know in the comments below so I can make it happen.